Hey everybody, welcome back live at Drew's house, Joppa Afternoon Drive. Hope you're all doing well and your week is off to a good start. We got ourselves another music show here in our Newburyport studios. Our guest today, North Shore out of Salem, Massachusetts, Sarah Blacker.
This is the title track from my new EP, Horizon Line.
All right.
I used to bend and break my heart so that I wouldn't fall apart. Make everybody smile so they wouldn't see my scars. I used to give away my time. I bow my head and walk the line till everyone white lies so they wouldn't see my eyes. But I'm so much stronger than the horizon line, and I'll hold you up if you break your heart, 'cause I've still got mine. Yeah, I've still got mine. I used to sleep with swollen tears and dance around with frozen fears and tell you I was fine so you wouldn't worry about me. I have a way of doing things so you can't tell I'm drowning, but isn't that the truth for everyone else too? And I'm so much stronger than the horizon line, and I'll hold you up if you break your heart, 'cause I've still got mine. I've still got mine. Stronger than the horizon line, and I'll hold you up. I'm so much stronger than the horizon line, and I'll hold you up if you break your heart, 'cause I've still got mine. I've still got mine.
Sarah Blacker, live at Drew's house, Joppa Afternoon Drive. First time on the show for Sarah. How are you?
I'm doing well.
You sound great.
Thank you.
Thank you. I've heard so much about you, and now I know why. We've been trying to make this work for a little while.
We made it work.
We made it work.
We made it.
Very
Thanks
good.
for having me.
Thanks for coming up to Newburyport, Salem.
Of course.
Another great music city, I know.
Well, it's musical. Yeah, I feel like we need a real venue, but there is a lot of music. A lot of
I agree. Yeah,
artists,
Beverly has them.
I know the Cabot's beautiful.
Yeah,
right?
the Cabot. They got the Larkham in Beverly, but Salem doesn't have like that whole. You're right. Let's make a push for that. We'll get one.
I'm all for it.
They're good with like did you do a good job of like the smaller scenes, the bars, the restaurants, that sort of thing. It's musical, but you're right. There's no big venue.
No venue, but a lot of festivals and things too.
That's true.
Yeah.
There you go. How long have you been in Salem for?
Gosh, since 2015.
Okay.
It's been a minute, yeah.
There you go. And you originally from here? Or?
From the Boston area, from Newton and Wellesley area and Boston.
Very good.
Yeah.
Is Salem home? You there for 8 more years?
I'm staying.
Awesome.
I couldn't afford to move anywhere else.
It is tough to move. It's funny, yeah. It's like our generation. Everybody's saying it's hard to go move places.
Right. That's right.
I'm a Danvers guy, so I know Salem very well. That's why. But we have a lot of artists come through here from Salem. A lot of actually Newburyport people I know have just recently moved to Salem, which is a fun, useless fact from me.
That's good to know, though. Yeah.
New music from you here?
Yeah, that was the single from my newest EP released in January.
Okay.
So, yeah.
It's fun playing behind those songs?
Yeah, I mean, they still feel like babies, and some of them are new, and some have been kicking around for a while and just finally got recorded, so. Yeah. How
long is that like a song that you wrote years ago that just finally came out to the world, or is that kind of a fresh one still?
It was written during the pandemic when I think like we were all wondering, actually, are we okay?
Yeah.
You know, like looking for hope, grasping for hope, wondering, you know, where do we find our strength, and then remembering that we have it. Just kind of connecting to each other in that way.
Did you do a lot of pandemic writing?
I did a pretty good amount, but it wasn't like, oh my God, no, I'm just writing all the time. Yeah. You know, I think it was interesting, like a lot of people I think didn't write as much as we thought we would, because we were just kind of in survival mode.
Yeah, I get a lot of that actually.
Right? Yeah. And then now we're like releasing the music that's a response to what happened.
Yeah. Well, that's great. Yeah. I know we have a mutual friend, Jay Passaro's here. He told me, he said, you're going to love Sarah. You're going to have Sarah. And so we finally, I know he's one of your favorites too. But
Jay's the best.
I hope Jay's doing well. I saw him, he opened up for Wallflowers, didn't he?
Yeah. Yep. Yeah.
I'm sorry I didn't go, Jay. I was busy. I work early.
We're old. I know. We go home early.
I know. Well, he knows I get up early. It's Sunday night shows are tough on me. I think it was a Sunday night show.
Yeah, that is tough.
But yeah, he's a great guy.
He is.
And he was nice enough to put us in touch. So what's what's on tap for like the spring? You're all booked up already, or you got?
Yeah, we're pretty booked. We had a quiet moment here for a little bit, and
Now who's we? I know you're a solo artist, but you got tour with friends. Is that the deal?
I hardly play solo anymore. I feel like super vulnerable right now. I'm exposed, but I play a lot with my band, The Light, and so my husband plays drums, and got a few vocalists and a keyboard player that also plays bass with one hand, Phil.
With one hand?
Yeah, he's virtuoso. My musicians or my bandmates are incredible. I'm so lucky to play with them.
Okay, cool. So the band is The Light.
Yep.
Very good. And so literally not going out solo much anymore, huh?
Not a ton. Yeah. Either a duo with my husband, or just trying to get some other vocal harmonies going on.
Does your husband play drums in the duo?
He does. Yeah, he plays percussion and a little bit of everything. Sometimes he plays keyboard and drums at the same time. So.
Oh wow.
And sings. Yeah.
Very musical.
Very, indeed.
Was that a phase in your life of playing solo? Is that, or I guess maybe my question is, do you like the scaled down solo duo thing first? The band, is the band more rewarding to you? Or are they just different?
I mean, I think, as a rhythm guitarist playing with a percussionist, I can be super rhythmic, and that's really fun. And my husband, his name's Aaron Katz.
We might as well name him.
Yep. So playing with him is a lot of fun, and we can just kind of dig in and like groove and jam out for a while. Yeah. The same thing happens with the band, but I mean, sometimes with the band, I feel like really, really free, because I don't have to do so much. I can play less and sing more, or just sit in the pocket, and having all the vocal harmonies kind of adds to the excitement for me. So sometimes we have like 5-part harmonies.
Gotcha.
So that's a lot of fun.
All right. So very good. So that's kind of the answer I expected. You like all aspects of it.
I like everything.
It's just different. I understand. Very good. The what's like life at home? Are you guys is it always music all the time, or is like kind of home the place where you're like not playing the guitar?
So I have a second career. I'm a music therapist.
Oh, okay.
And I during the pandemic went and got my master's in mental health counseling, so I'm also a psychotherapist.
Oh, wow.
So I do that. Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, I do both, but I use music as, to help people in substance use recovery and mental health recovery and with a lot of trauma. So
How does so like
both.
I know there's rules about what you can and cannot say, but on the general terms, like do you literally have a guitar in the session and work through? Wow.
Yeah, we do songwriting. Sometimes we just improvise. Sometimes we have drum circles. Sometimes we listen to songs and analyze the lyrics. So.
And these are people who might not have been musical before, or in art maybe still, but they want to. This is maybe a way back or out of trouble or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, everybody has a relationship to music, so not only are so many artists in recovery, so they write songs about that, so you have like that pool to draw from.
So you have a lot of artists coming your way that have
sometimes, but more so like in the pop culture, we can pull from the material that exists
or
create our own.
I understand.
But yeah, I also work with adolescents who have autism and different neurodiversity, and that's a lot of fun too, because not all of them are really verbal, and then in music they sing and play instruments and engage with each other.
Yeah, I've heard stories like that. What is that like when you know somebody's nonverbal, and then it does come out in that way through song? Like it must be like, I mean, it's still, I know you're in the business, but it must be crazy for you,
It's amazing.
in that world. Yeah.
It's so cool that they feel safe enough and inspired and moved enough to like vocalize, and even if it's just a little bit, it's really exciting.
That is what is amazing about music, isn't
Yeah.
it? That's obviously completely different, but it's like the same. I get the same feeling with that I do with like the Alzheimer's thing.
Yes.
Like, when like older folks, a grandparent or maybe or whoever, it doesn't have to be a grandparent, but they're like have struggling with memory, but that song from 30 years ago, it's just every lyric,
it's all there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the other massive amount of work I've done is a lot with geriatric and end of life music therapy.
Wow.
So yeah, I mean, from sitting there staring at a wall to all of a sudden, like you said, their song comes on and they're singing, they're dancing, they're recalling memories, they're engaging with their peers. It's like so cool. Music's magic.
It really does. So yeah, if you need any more proof that music is needed in the world, right?
Yeah.
And in our schools, right? I know so many people.
Yes.
They always say, it came up recently in a show. They always cut music first. And
it doesn't make sense. I mean, thankfully, I think people are realizing, and it's not being cut maybe as quickly as it was in like the early 2000s.
Yeah.
Just because I think, especially with social media, people are so into music, even if it's 3.5 seconds of a song.
TikTok, right? Yeah.
Yeah, clip.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How do you feel about are you? Because I know like a lot of artists are kind of like, the TikTok world is interesting because it's like you kind of have to be there.
Yeah.
But like a lot of artists don't want to be there. And
Yeah.
like there's a lot of artists that like are kind of, is that person really an artist, or are they just kind of auto-tuning that cool 30 seconds?
Is it AI?
Yeah, and now it's viral.
No.
Yeah.
I actually don't have TikTok. I think I made one thing from like, how in Salem it says quiet zone to loud zone.
Oh yeah.
Aaron, my husband, and I walked from the quiet zone and then moved to the loud zone, and we're like, and that was our only TikTok thing. But we do Instagram reels and.
That seems to be. I'm certainly not like working for Instagram, but it does seem to be like a lot of musicians come in. They're like, well, I'll stick to the Instagram, and it seems to be honest enough where I can play my stuff and put it out there. I don't know.
It gets overwhelming if you try to do too much,
Maybe we are just old. The TikTok world those kids move fast.
Right, and you can get like, I know, I'm always amazed. I'm like, how did you do that? Like, but then they're doing it every day.
Yeah.
And then you're just staring at your phone the whole day.
Have you ever? I mean, I have found myself caught, even like with Instagram. I found
Yeah.
myself caught in that trap of like scrolling and
Doom
like,
scrolling.
okay, yeah. I mean, so many
You're
people.
like, what just happened?
Is that what they call it now? Doom scrolling?
Apparently that's what it's called.
Oh, I had not heard that.
Yeah.
I'm sure like the crew outside is laughing
They're
at me
like,
right now.
Me
How
too.
has he not heard that? My God. Doom scrolling makes complete sense. Yeah, I know that
Yeah.
feeling. And then you're like, wait, an hour's gone by?
Right. Yeah.
Terrible
what did I
feeling.
even just do?
It's beautiful outside.
I know. Oh my God. I know.
It
We've
is.
all been there.
Oh, man, crazy.
Yep.
But Sarah Blacker in the house playing. Are these all new songs you're playing today?
So that was brand new. I'm going to do one that is not yet recorded. And I probably will botch it, but it'll still be fun.
Love that.
Yeah.
Put yourself out there, right? You want to do it right now?
Yeah, might as well.
All right, cool. Sarah Blacker live at Drew's house, Joppa Afternoon Drive.
This is called A Little Old, A Little Wild. 'Cause I'm so tired of being, so tired of being, so tired of being tired. And I look down and play from so far away now. Well, who am I to say I won't try, even if the hill is scraping the sky? And what was that sitting on my back? Must have been the past. Some things refuse to leave, they grow in us like trees. And I'm so tired of being, so tired of being, so tired of being tired. And I look down and pray from so far away now. And it's been hard carrying around these scars. It's written in the stars, but I don't have a clue if they belong to me or you. Feeling like a little child, little old, a little wild. This beating in my heart feels like a demon in the dark, still won't let these mountains move. 'Cause I'm so tired of being, so tired of being, so tired of being tired. And I look down and pray from so far away now. And ooh, just let it go. Just let it go. Oh, just let it go. Just let it go. 'Cause I'm so tired of being, so tired of being, so tired of being tired. And I look down and pray from so far away now. I'm so tired of being, so tired of being, so tired of being tired. And I look down and pray from so far away now.
Very nice. Sarah Blacker, live at Drew's house. Joppa Afternoon Drive. Sarah is from Salem, Massachusetts. I almost said Salem, New Hampshire, and I have no idea why.
Because they have bigger furniture stores.
That is definitely true.
You always look up Salem and it's like, I don't want to go to there, but if I need like a car or a couch,
You're right.
that's where you go.
That is kind of where you go.
Right?
They also have a very big hockey rink. I oddly know that about Salem, New Hampshire. I think it was like state of the art at one point, but there's
But
your
now, now it's not so serious.
I was young at the time, so it probably is Salem. But there you go. There's your Salem, New Hampshire portion of the day. But Salem, Massachusetts.
You're welcome, Salem.
Yeah,
New
you're
Hampshire.
welcome, Salem, New Hampshire.
Glad to
We've
support.
got a big fan base out there.
Huge.
Some huge pocket of crowds out there. But yeah, Sarah Blacker from Salem, Massachusetts. And spring in Salem is a particularly lovely time.
It's always lovely in Salem. I mean, fall is like manic lovely.
Yes.
Because of all
I like that, yeah.
mania.
Yeah. Yeah.
Summer's beautiful. I mean, I think it's always gorgeous. Winter is like quiet and beautiful, and spring is like, oh, rebirth.
Yes.
We're back.
Yeah. That's a good point, though. The manic thing with everything that goes on in Salem is that.
Yeah.
Do you ever want to just leave
I mean,
when
both.
everybody wants to come in?
Yeah. When everybody, I mean, I love it. You have to love it to live there, I think.
Yeah. It is fun.
Love the fall and like
Yeah.
all things weird and creepy, and I think landing in Salem, you're like, oh, now I can be who I really am, right?
Right.
Wherever else you're like trying to
Yeah.
Whatever.
You know, it's funny because I'm back in Danvers now, but I also grew up in Danvers as a kid, all through high school, all that stuff. And I remember even like going to college, going away, and like all the Danvers guys would come home.
Yeah.
We would always like avoid, like, we never went to Salem on Halloween because it was like not something you did. Now it's just crowds, and it's, you know, and then like I remember one of those years, like just out of college, I remember we were all like, maybe we should actually like do Salem and Halloween. Anybody want to do it? And it was a blast. It was fun. Yeah, we did it. It was fun. Yeah, and I think I've done it since. To be honest, it's a good time. Maybe not actually on Halloween night, but I remember there was like one Friday night Halloween fell on, and we all did it, and it was like, this is really a blast. It was the Balloon Boy year. Remember the hoax? They had like everybody was searching like the Air Force planes and everything because there was a hoax of the balloon boy and the kid, and they thought he was flying around, and it ended up all being a hoax.
It was a total hoax. Oh my gosh! Wow.
So there was this is the first costume I remember from walking into Salem that year, and it was just a guy in a balloon.
You're like, too soon, buddy, too soon.
I guess harmless, I guess, but
yeah. But
I hit my head on the microphone.
I usually hit my glasses.
Yeah, it's clunky. It happens. What are you gonna say, Diane?
Well, you gotta do it once.
I think so.
Yeah. It's like and I think everybody felt that too after the pandemic too. I'm gonna say pandemic as many times as I can. So
sure.
I noticed. But yeah, after I feel like
we finally moved on.
We're
Sarah.
finally free. But everybody was like, we have to get there, and then all this. I think social media people were just sitting home doom scrolling, right? And they saw Salem, and then we're like, we gotta go there. So as soon as things open back up, it's just been like I've never seen it so mad, and it starts early and it goes late.
And anybody who, if you like action, I mean, that's the place to be for Halloween time.
There's always stuff going on.
There really is. And, you know, Danvers used to be...
It's where the witch trials were, right?
There you go.
It was actually Salem.
People don't know that, but yeah.
But we do.
We do. There you go. See? Now all the people are making fun of me for TikTok. Now we're learning other things.
Moments for the youth.
So what's the favorite room you've ever played? What's your favorite venue in the world?
Oh my gosh. That's such a hard question.
It can be small, can be quirky.
I'd like to give you two, I think.
Okay.
One was an art gallery in Hamburg, Germany.
Oh,
and
that's a good one.
It was so cool. Germany loves like acoustic music, and I didn't know that until I went there.
Friend of the show is there right now, actually.
Really?
Yeah, just played Hamburg.
Okay.
Yeah. Haley Reardon.
Oh, Haley. I saw some of her videos. Go, Haley. Good for her.
She's great.
Yeah, she's awesome.
She's been on here many times. So.
It's so cool. So that was magical, and I was like, I'd never had such a good green room spread.
Yeah.
I was like, whoa.
They take care of their artists.
And they gave me like flowers and like snacks. I was like, I can't eat all of this. And it was, I did my best to eat everything I could.
Hamburg, a great music, in general, a great music place.
Yeah, Hamburg and Frankfurt and Cologne. And I mean, at those three cities were the three that I played. And it was just so great. So much love for music.
How do you land there?
A really weird story. So my music was playing on a radio station in Boston.
Okay.
This woman from Germany came to Boston, and in her hotel lobby, she heard the song.
And loved it.
And found out who it was, contacted me, and then booked me to play a festival in Germany.
Oh, wow.
What's even stranger, though, is she was in Boston to attend a Buddhist retreat run by my dad's cousin.
Wow.
So it was like such kismet. It was so bizarre.
Worlds colliding.
Oh my God, it was so crazy, but...
That's fascinating.
Yeah.
So, wow, what a fan for life, apparently.
Yeah, and everybody was really nice.
Yeah.
So it was great. So that, and then locally, I mean, there's two, like Club Passim is just magic and
gotta
living
love Passim.
room-esque, and I just always cry when I'm on that stage. And then my new favorite is the Music Hall Lounge in Portsmouth.
Great spot.
Yeah, so those we've kind of just been like bopping back from.
It's funny, that's a few shows in a row now that we've talked about both of those places. Passim's come up and the Music Hall Lounge.
Yeah.
I don't even know how we got there last time, but they are legendary venues.
Yeah.
I know Passim was trying to do a lot of stuff to get through the Let's just stick with the pandemic theme. Why don't we?
Did you just say pandemic?
Yeah. Since we've moved on.
What rhymes with pandemic?
I don't have an answer to that.
Right?
Oh, God, what a time. But yeah, it's great to see them back. I was talking on a couple shows ago about how I think the last time I was there, I saw Ryan Montbleu.
Aw.
And he was talking about, are you a fan of his?
Ryan's awesome. He's a
He's
good guy.
great. And he's been here. He's great.
Yeah.
But I went to go see him at Passim, and he was talking about how he wasn't playing his version of Fast Car too much because just he felt like the Luke Combs version. It was like kind of that song's moment.
Yep.
And Ryan's version is very different. He did some really cool stuff with it.
Yeah.
And then I went to see him at Passim after he had told me that story, and somebody yelled out in the club, "Play Fast Car."
Did you do it?
And he was like, he may have even made mention to it, but the fact that Tracy Chapman has played it in this room, and the fact that you just yelled it and he played it. And, so I guess it's back now.
It's back. I'm so glad it's. I mean, I don't think it ever really went away, but
no.
God, Tracy Chapman's version. Did you see? Bawling.
It was such a It's funny. I was laughing because everybody was like, "What a great American moment" and everything, and I was like, Tracy was about as rebellious as anybody. Some of those early songs, but I mean, very, very great American. I'm a huge fan. But yeah, so I think people hear Fast Car and they're like, that's a lot of people. That's all they know about Tracy Chapman. But she was like, just cool and edgy, and I'm such a big fan.
New Beginnings. That album.
Oh,
so good.
So good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tracy, she's in that. But that was a cool moment with Luke Combs.
Yeah.
I wonder
what version's great too. It was awesome.
Yeah, I like the, when
he was singing with her though, and just like
that's what I
looking
loved.
at her, I was like, oh.
Yeah, I mean his version's fine, but that's what I loved about it.
That's
was just
a
he
dream.
was just like, that's an idol of mine that I'm.
Yeah.
It kind of looked like how I would probably look if I were up there singing with Tracy Chapman.
Is that also a dream of yours?
If she wants me to sing with her, I will sing with her. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't think that offer's coming. It was cool to see her back out there though.
I know. Like just doing it in her jeans, she was so cool.
I know.
She was like, I'm just here.
She looked great.
I know.
For, awesome. Like when you don't see somebody
her
for
gray hair looked badass.
It was awesome.
It was so good.
I know. I hadn't talked about that moment in a while, I guess, but Tracy Chapman, she will always rock. We had a friend, actually that guy, Charlie Carrazzo on the wall right there, told a story about how he went to school with her.
Oh.
And a line that will always stick with me from this show is he said, we always knew who the drunkest person at the party was because they would try to take the guitar away from Tracy Chapman.
God, no.
Nobody wants to hear you, man. Let her keep playing.
Oh my God, right?
Yeah, but that's too funny.
But she probably was like, no.
The Tracy Chapman portion of the show.
Great. We went there.
Who are the idols? Who are the inspirations for you?
My favorite is definitely Joni Mitchell. My guitar's name is Joni.
Okay.
But I'm a big fan of male vocalists too, like Ray LaMontagne.
Oh yeah.
Paolo Nutini. Those are the more recent ones.
He is one of my favorites right now.
Really?
I don't think he's officially mainstream here. Is that fair to say?
No, I don't think many people. I mean, everybody's like, hey.
I guess I cover myself when I say that.
Yeah.
Because the new shoes, right?
Yeah.
Got my new shoes.
That was like the only song people know, but he's got some.
And that was me.
Cuts.
I was embarrassed to say that was me.
Yeah.
But I went to see him like a year and a half ago.
Yeah.
At that club in Boston, Royale, I think.
Oh, Royale.
I think it was Royale.
Okay.
Awesome place to see him. Just small and you could tell as soon as I walked in, I was like, oh, it's packed. Yeah. It's a sellout, and I am the one person here who doesn't know all the lyrics.
But everybody else knew him.
It was like, and I was like blown away. It was probably, I keep saying, it's one of the best shows I've seen in like probably 5 years.
Wow.
And I didn't know any songs, which is like an awesome moment.
Which is great.
I felt like a kid again, It's like it's something I haven't seen and I love it,
Yeah.
Which doesn't always happen as you get older. So Paolo Nutini was awesome.
Yeah, he's incredible.
Yeah, such great songs.
But like Paul Simon, I grew up on Paul Simon. And, a lot of prog rock.
Yes. Yeah. There you go. Yes. Sure.
Being the band.
There you go. Well, so you can range though. Those are a lot of.
But then I went to jazz school, so there's a little bit of all of it in the middle, sandwiched in the middle.
There you go.
But like classic rock is just where it's at. And, I know I play an acoustic guitar, but I also play electric and.
What do you?
We rock.
Do you? What's most commonly with the band? Are you electric guitar? Or do you?
I play mostly acoustic, just because
it fits better.
It's easier, like it's more rhythmic for me.
Gotcha. Are you the band leader?
I guess you could say that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I tell the worst jokes, so must be the case. I mean, it's probably a little different when your husband's in the band, and I imagine you're all a very tight and trusting group. But I hear the job of band leader is not always the easiest job in the entire world. It's not. Thankfully, I get to make music with a bunch of people who are really mature.
Yeah.
And like have been to therapy. So we're not Metallica.
Yeah.
No. There's not really any band drama at this point in our lives.
Okay.
We're not really there for that.
Yeah.
I've had many versions of the band. There's really hasn't been a lot of drama, I think, in my conglomerations of bands, but maybe when I was at Berkeley there was some drama in bands and stuff.
Yep, Berkeley life was good too. We didn't touch on that. Berkeley was a good spot for you.
It was another one of those like, oh, this is where all the weirdos are. When you grow up in a town and you're like, I grew up in Wellesley and it was like, I know I'm weird. I'm trying not to be weird. Everyone else's here is not really that weird, and then I got to Berkeley and was like, okay.
Now we're all together.
So yeah, then we're here.
It's the good weird. It's the creative weird.
Yeah.
We actually had a kid on from Berkeley here the other day who's he's from New York, but he won like one of the local grants, I guess. I don't know if you ever. I'm not exactly. I've never actually followed the thread of where the grants come from, but it's designed to help a student get through, and he ends up getting a spot at the Boston Calling Festival, and
great.
So he's. We were talking about how it's pretty cool to say you're opening for Ed Sheeran, which is technically true.
Not bad.
Not
right?
bad, right?
Not a bad moment.
Good moment for a 21-year-old or whatever it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's actually before we. Time is flying here, but before we actually get to your final song, what is the best career advice for somebody that's looking to drive through the music business? I would say.
Oh man.
Not always easy, right?
Well, it's not easy. I would definitely advise them to learn as much as they can about the business.
Yeah.
Otherwise, people chew you up and spit you out. Not maliciously, but just if you don't know. How to book a gig, how to, make sure you're fairly compensated. If you don't know about royalties, if you don't know about copyright, if you don't know about, managerial share. I've done a lot with the business. Like that's why I was like, I love Jay because he has that mind, and I do too. When I was, full time, it was all about the business. And early on, I was offered like a major label contract, but they wanted me to be everything that I'm not.
Oh. And I've heard that story before.
Right, and it's common, and I think especially for women too. So, you just have. I think you want to take risks, and you want to leap and try to grow, but you don't want to do things that make you feel horrible inside and compromise your integrity as a human. Like you will hate yourself, and then you'll be. There was a reel the other day about like the 360 deal. Yeah. And it's they're discovering people who are already viral. And then locking them into these 6-year contracts, and all record labels are not like this, But you just want to have information. Don't say yes before you're ready to say yes. Like talk to a lawyer. Yes. Talk to some seasoned folks and get ready to grind. Because being on the road is a hard life. I did it for a long time, just full time, and it is hard. And
you don't miss it.
I miss some of the adventure and the freedom and just being like countercultural in that way. Yeah. I love playing New England now and down to PA, just kind of sticking to that area. But I've done the whole country and all of it.
In Germany.
Yep. So.
Very
it's
cool.
All good.
Well, Sarah Blacker, it has been a pleasure hanging out with you. You got one more for us here?
Yeah.
This is great to meet you. We got to lock you in for another time here back.
Sure.
Live at Drew's House, Joppa Afternoon Drive. Thanks to our team as well. The great Maeve Power directing the show here today. Sarah Blacker out of Salem, bringing us home.
Yay. This is called These Summer Nights. My sheets, entering my lungs, idyllic melodies, so sweet, playing notes of gardenia, honeysuckle and cut grass. The summer never stays long enough to rest. These nights we stay awake later, toes. I am breaking your heart. For now I've gotta go. He is like a fallen angel, and I'd like to wear his breath. 'Cause she told me I'm a dreamer. We don't know yet what best. These nights we stay awake later. Our hair is growing longer, and we would rather laugh. Warm air, our voices make the leaves dance. We think what we believe in for midsummer's magic chance. Bottle of brown, red and white. Hot, cold day, night. Tried to build a fire and we tried to do it right. Come on and shake what Mother Nature gave you. 'Cause she's always been a dancer. Oh, just because she had a reason. Yeah, well, come on, and if you need me, I'll be somewhere not far away from you. These nights we stay awake later. Our hair is growing longer, and we would rather laugh. Oh, yeah. Our voices make the